So let's talk about 2021 running backs, second year running backs. Specifically, let's talk about your picks because I like to do a pick 'em at the end of our episode. Let's talk about your picks for best 2021 season and worst 21 season
I
out of
really
second
feel
year
like
running
we
backs.
might say the same best, but I'll let you go first.
No, you go first.
Okay, so you can't steal mine then. My guy, and y'all know this has been my guy for a while, is Cam Akers.
All right.
Really?
See, I knew you. I just said
Come
that.
on now. Number one is an easy one. Number
you
two,
said-
you know how high I was on
Hey,
Cam
that's why I
Akers.
said we were gonna say the same guy.
Okay.
I love Cam Akers. I love his situation. Even with Florida State, when he was at Florida State, and me and you talked about this a lot last year.
Yeah.
The offensive line for the Rams was weak in 2019.
Yeah.
So going into 2020, that was my main concern. He was always kind of trying to talk me off the ledge a little bit, talking about how they improved and this, that, and the third. But I was like, man, they didn't gain anybody.
Mm-hmm.
They got
continuity.
older.
I'm telling
They
continuity.
got older.
Yeah.
Their best guy was the oldest guy on the
Whitworth.
team, Whitworth. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
Yeah.
but at Florida State, they also had a very weak offensive line and a weak offense, and Cam Akers still produced. So going to the Rams, that was the one silver lining I had. Like, he might still be able to do something because he produced in college.
Yeah.
And to start the season, Cam Akers wasn't really getting much burn at all. I think it was Henderson and Malcolm Brown that was getting most of the burn.
Yeah.
And both of them actually had good games here and there.
Yeah.
But by the end of the season, when Akers had that backfield to himself, he was shining. And he was shining in all facets. The run game, the receiving game. They kept him out of the field. And he looked good. He was getting these bunches of yards. And I love what I was seeing. In the FFPC, they have this playoff tournament. And Cam Akers was on literally all my teams. And I don't even think he was really regarded as that highly at the time. But now everybody knows him. I think he's being taken at the end of the first, early second. I still love the situation. They added Matt Stafford, which I feel like is going to open up quite a bit for him. That's definitely my guy. Yeah. Now, you also wanted me to say the guy I dislike the most?
Yeah.
It kind of is what you were saying earlier, JT. And I love JT's talent.
Yeah.
But I'm really scared about what's going to happen there. And I don't believe in Wentz. Now, Wentz is in a better situation. He might produce, but Wentz looked so bad last year.
Even with that offensive line,
he's rejoining. He's rejoining his boy. Okay.
Frank Wright.
Yeah.
So but still, he looked just so bad last year. He looked broken. Yeah. He really did look broken. And that offensive line is great, but that offensive line is going to be great also for Marlon Mack.
Yeah.
It's going to be great for Hines.
Yeah.
And that's just the guys we know about.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen,
Yeah.
So me, and then his ADP, he's the highest drafted out of all of those. Mm-hmm. If he was going like in the second or the third, maybe I like him a little bit more.
He definitely not get him in the third, second, yeah.
But where he's taken right now in his situation, he looked good. He was a great prospect.
Yeah.
But I just can't. I can't get with it. So,
So wait for Jonathan Taylor and then buy the dip. AB, best and worst second year running back of 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you took my
boy.
way.
You can't say Akers no more.
You took Akers. Number one. And then getting back to college film real quick, because it's hard for me to describe in words why I feel like someone popped off tape versus someone didn't. You could watch Cam Akers film and think he didn't really do anything in terms of like long runs,
In Florida State.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when I watched his tape, I saw talent that to me easily translated to the next level. Mm-hmm. So I was really, really impressed by his tape. And that's one reason why I was so high on him.
Even I feel like he was the number one rated running back coming out of high school too.
Yeah.
So he was always a highly touted prospect.
Yeah. So,
but you can't take Akers. So
I can't take Akers. So I'm gonna get a little creative with this one. My guy's gonna be AJ Dillon.
Okay.
And so there's a couple reasons behind this.
Okay, I like that.
One is because of his ADP.
Okay.
I love his ADP.
Where's he being taken right now?
Right now he's going, I think, anywhere between ninth. Sometimes you can get him in the 10th round. He's going around that, what I call expensive handcuff region. Mm-hmm. There are some wide receivers that are, I think are some talented wide receivers that go in that range. But if you're a team that's drafted a number of wide receivers and you're looking for some running back depth or you went 0 RB, you need to be trying to get A.J. Dillon on all your teams because he's being drafted as a handcuff, but he may easily be filling that Jamal Williams role, and we may see him get a number of red zone carries. And as far as narrative street, walk down the street with me real quick.
Let's go.
Okay. We heard the news about Aaron Rodgers that just dropped today with Jay Glazer coming
Wait, I don't think everybody's heard it, so let them know.
Well, you don't want to
say I found the tweet.
Yeah.
Jay Glazer basically said, from what he's hearing, Aaron Rodgers is not coming back.
Yeah.
He's dug in.
I think he definitely does not want to come back.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't want to come. But I saw another post from somebody else. I think it was a former Packers beat writer that said, ever since the news dropped, Aaron Rodgers has been dug in, and like the Packers should start taking those calls. That's what I heard.
So, we've been going back and forth about Aaron Rodgers. At first, I was leaning, I was like 70-30 that he was definitely gone. And then the James Jones interviews, James Jones doubling down, saying he's talked with Rodgers. He feels like he's going to come back. Push me to like, 55-45 that Rodgers was coming back. I know.
Numbers.
Okay, yeah.
49.3.
Yeah, these specific numbers. This is literally how I calculate this, okay? So much so that I literally had not drafted any Aaron Jones. I have 0 Tanyan. I hadn't drafted Devontae Adams. That interview pushed me enough to draft my first share of a significant Green Bay Packer. I drafted Devontae Adams in the late second round.
Which is still good value.
It's still good value, but that's not where I want to take them if they don't have any Aaron Rodgers. So, again, we're going down narrative street. It's a long street. So this news drops, and Jay Glazer is not somebody to be messed with.
Right.
He's coming out telling me
that's
that.
Why I posted in the group chat. Like, this is somebody.
If he's saying that, Aaron Rodgers is definitely, does not want to come back or is like dug in, it was a strong statement. Mm-hmm. For him to say that and to post it means that he didn't just do so, without talking to Aaron Rodgers himself or at least someone that's very close to that camp.
A good source.
A good source, exactly. So with that in mind, I have to now lean 20-80. 80% that Aaron Rodgers is gone.
Okay.
20% that he stays. So, again, we're going down narrative street. So that means that Jordan Love is likely the quarterback. Mm-hmm. They weren't a Super Bowl contending team with Rodgers last year because they didn't make the Super Bowl. They were contenders, but they weren't a Super Bowl team. They didn't make the Super Bowl. To lose someone like Aaron Rodgers, who was the MVP, and bring in a quarterback, I don't care what they're saying about in training camp. I don't know, who knows how good he will actually be, but we heard plenty of quotes that he did not look at all ready to be, a starting quarterback in an NFL early in training camp. Yeah, or last year, I guess. Okay. Yeah. So what that tells me is that this team is not going to be anywhere near as good as it was last year. They're likely not going to be contenders. They may start off that way, but they're likely not going to finish that way. So in my mind, this is a losing team. Again, follow me down narrative street. When I see losing teams or a team that's likely going to be going down that road, immediately I start thinking about the younger players on that roster. Mm-hmm. Because what's the franchise going to want? What are they going to want to do? They're going to
prepare for their future.
Prepare for their future, and they're going to give the younger players some more run. And they're also not going to want to waste some of their more veteran players should they be contenders later on. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying Aaron Jones is, going to be relegated to the bench or see a significant cut in his work, but I think, number one, I think A.J. Dillon, regardless of what happens to Rodgers, was going to probably see the Jamal Williams role. Mm-hmm. And I think his role is one that could potentially grow throughout the season. And 3, on a losing team, that low ankle sprain sometimes may become a high ankle sprain. Mm-hmm. So someone like Aaron Jones who gets nicked up, he's a running back. Running backs get nicked up. It's a 17-game season, and Aaron Jones has been known to get hurt. They may sit him out. It's already a conservative organization when it comes to injuries anyway.
Yeah.
So I look at Aaron Jones as someone like there are a number of different things that can happen to where he can provide you fantasy value. Mm-hmm. You're only drafting him as a handcuff, but you can use him, week to week or for a bye-week fill-in or when you're in a pinch. But then, oh my God, if Aaron Jones goes down, we saw a glimpse of this last year. I can't say enough about Aaron Jones.
Now, just to add before you go to the next player, don't forget AJ Dillon was a second round pick. Mm-hmm. So he definitely has the draft capital. If you look at the other second round running backs from last year, that's the Cam Akers, the Jonathan Taylor, the J.K. Dobbins. Antonio Gibson, I think he was taken in the third round. So all these other players that have actually been successful in producing NFL, he's like the one that is in that same draft area that hasn't really got the opportunity. Yeah. And you would think if the Packers drafted him so high, I mean, I know they just paid Aaron Jones, but they're not going to draft a running back in the second round and not plan to utilize him. So definitely I like that pick right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so second year running back that you're down on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I was going to say Gibson or Swift, just to tell you, but I was like, let me give him some. Let me give him some a little, you know.
Gibson, so
let me dig down deep. They didn't come here to hear Gibson may, have some potential. Yeah. Running back that I am not going to be high, or that I think is going to take a second year dip. Mm-hmm. Okay. Again, to keep this in context, this is all related to their ADP, and do I think their production will match their ADP? Am I going to be happy at the end of the year that I drafted this guy?
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, we talked about it. J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins, yeah.
J.K. Dobbins, like I said, I really understand and learn how much I like a player or dislike a player or his situation. We don't dislike players, we dislike players. Yeah, when we're on the clock and you click that button, and I have one share of J.K. Dobbins, and immediately after I clicked it,
you felt bad.
I felt bad. Immediate regret. It just felt, I was just like rest of the draft, I was just like, I even texted you. I was like, so where were we at on J.K. Dobbins again? You're like, yeah, we don't like him. I was like, I know. Damn it. Look, he's someone that FFPCs were getting him in the third round. I think in other drafts, best balls, he may be going as high as the early second.
I've been seeing the second.
Yeah, and so it's just one of those things that for me, it's very, very difficult to envision a scenario where he's seeing a significant amount of passing game work and where Gus is just relegated to the bench. I think we're going to see enough of Gus, not where it's like a full-blown RBBC, but we're going to see enough of Gus. We're going to see, obviously, a whole lot of Lamar, and we may see that passing game really, open up. I truly do think that it's going to happen this year. Mm-hmm. I truly do think that that's going to happen. It goes all the way back to my main point with Pittsburgh. You understand your deficiencies because teams will, teams learn, or opposing teams learn what your weaknesses are. They learned what Baltimore's weakness was last year. They learned that they couldn't pass the ball, and they defended them as such. And Baltimore's offense struggled. And you heard multiple people from that organization, players included, talk about how they had to improve on that. They're not going to go to a completely passing team, but they're going to have to open up that offense. And so I think we see more work or more targets towards the wide receiver and the tight ends versus the running back. So that's just not something that Lamar has historically done. And that's not something that offense does in terms of throwing to the running backs. I know they said that they're working on it in practice, but if your offense does not do that and has historically not done that, I need to see it first before I actually believe in it. So J.K. Dobbins for me is I probably won't be clicking that button unless it's later.
Personally, I'm high on Gibson. I'm selling Swift. To be honest, I think Jamal Williams being in that backfield is probably going to take that starting job. But that's all that we have this week on the 1st and 15th.
Wait, before
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But we got to say, man, happy
Hey,
birthday.
Come on.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yes,
what
sir.
Is it,
yes,
45?
Sir.
Come on, man. 36.
36.
I'm 36. I'm getting old.
You calling Zeke old? Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I'm just glad we made it through the pod because I honestly thought you was gonna get the call.
Right.
So I thought we were gonna celebrate two things today. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay.
We can
celebrate the other one the next time.
We're waiting. We're waiting. Listen, any day now, my wife could give birth. So hopefully,
add it to the 1st and 15 family.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
I said, God, give me a warning. Please take me for the morning so I leave more disappointments than I ever will appointments. Give a fuck about your feelings, rub it in. This your ointment can't depend on the oinker. Find your pick in the blanket, find a stick. Through your anus, give a rib for your statement. This shit and the payment that is on. Word is born, I've been on like a